What's going on, guys? Zach here. We're back with another training update. So we're in week 4 of Beyond 531 and we're feeling it. We're feeling fatigued. We're tired, man. Remember in that first training overview video, I was like, I probably won't need that. I probably won't need that first deload. I'm gonna run this for probably 8 weeks with 2 deloads. Potentially 1 deload if I don't really. I probably won't need that first one 4 weeks in. Psych. I'm definitely gonna need that first deload. I'm feeling it, man. My joints, are feeling it. Especially on this bench day. My left knee, I was feeling it there. I was feeling it in my elbow, my tricep. Not pain as in injured, but just sore. And so, what I want to talk about in this video is accumulating fatigue. And what I mean when I say that is every time you go into the gym and you lift weights, the harder that you lift, the more the volume that you lift, the more fatigue you are accumulating each session. When you leave the gym and you're out and recovering, you're sleeping, you're eating, you're getting all your nutrition in, then you start to recover from that fatigue. And ideally you recover from that fatigue, fully by the next training session. So if you're squatting on, for instance, like me, I'm squatting on Wednesday and I'm also squatting on Friday. Now, ideally, I need to be able to recover from that Wednesday session by Friday in order to hit my prescribed numbers. One way that I like to, picture all this in my head is, think about when you're going into the gym to lift, you're digging a hole. The more volume you're doing and the higher intensity you're doing, you're digging deeper and deeper. And then when you leave the gym and you're recovering, you're sleeping, you're eating, you're filling that hole back in. Now, like I said, ideally you want it to go, you want to dig that hole and then you want to fill it right back up to the top. But in a periodized training program where we have periods of structured overreaching. And so what's happening is you're digging that hole through added volume and higher intensity, and your recovery, you're not coming all the way up to the top. You're coming just slightly below that. And so when I go from session to session, I don't feel fully recovered. And that is how it's supposed to be. That is how it's programmed. You're not supposed to feel fully recovered. Now, if you're a novice lifter, a new lifter, you probably feel recovered session to session because you're so good. Your body is so good at adapting to that stimulus. And I'm gonna link a great video by Chad Wesley-Smith of Juggernaut HQ. And he goes into much more detail than I'm going to go into, and he's way smarter than I am. But I'm going to link that in the description down below if you guys want to learn more. Also, if you want to learn more, practical programming for strength training by Mark Ripito, which is the book I got a while ago from my buddy John. That also has some great information in it if you want to learn more about this. I'm just going to kind of touch on what I know, and I am by no means I'm not, please check with your doctor before prescribed, before you listen to me. But I'm just gonna tell you guys, what I see, when it comes to fatigue, especially doing this program and how I have it laid out. So, we're in week 4, especially with these deadlifts. I was, you can really see week by week how, I had 2 good weeks of deadlifts, and I purposely overreached. I purposely, pulled 450 last week, and now this week you can see that the speed is just not there. It didn't feel heavy like 390, my top set, which has been my top set throughout this training cycle. Didn't feel heavy, but it just moved so slow. So that's one of the ways that I can tell that I have overreached, and now I need to take this next week and lower the volume, keep the intensity moderately high, lower the volume slightly, and kind of do a deload for next week, and then go back into the normal training cycle for the next let's see, next week will be week 5, and then 6, 7, 8. So perfect 3 weeks of heavy hard training where I'm purposely overreaching, and then probably do a deload week 9, and then maybe kind of just retest everything and kind of see where I'm at again, and go from there. But so I want to give you guys some signs that I noticed in myself of overreaching, and how I am paying attention to my body in order to realize, hey, like I gotta pull it back. So one of the things, the first thing is joint pain. My elbows are feeling beat up. Both my knees are feeling pretty beat up, and I can handle a decent amount of volume, but it's this higher intensity, low rep stuff that's really beating up my joints. So that's gonna happen. I expected that to happen. Next is trouble sleeping. So normally when I sleep, I'll wake up maybe once or twice during the night, and I usually get a good 7 or 8 hours of sleep. But when I'm fatigued, I'll wake up like 4 to 6 times a night, and just randomly, and I'll be like really awake when I wake up. It's very strange, but that's one of the main signs. That's when that's happening, I really know that I'm digging really deep. And the last sign is just constantly feeling tired. Like you wake up in the morning, after having like a rough sleep, and you're still tired. Like maybe you were in bed for 8 hours, you woke up like 4 or 5 times, but you're still tired, and you stay tired throughout the day. So those are 3 really big signs for me that I'm fatigued. Now, people are gonna be like, oh, you're overtraining. No, you're not overtraining. You're overreaching, and that riding that line is how you're gonna grow. It's how you're gonna get stronger. So just pay attention. Pay attention to your body. You really have to pay attention to your body, and you have to keep track of everything that you're doing. To gauge where you're at in the training cycle, and where you need to go next. So you guys are seeing squats here. These are this is Friday, so I'm squatting on Wednesday and Friday. And Wednesday, like I said, it's feeling pretty brutal from deadlifting on Monday, but Friday it's feeling great. Squats are really starting to feel locked in. The form is starting to feel locked in. They didn't move as fast as I wanted to, because like I said, I'm pretty fatigued at this point, but the form felt good, and I'm playing around with a few different hand positions, so trying to figure out what's gonna work the best. So that's gonna do it for this week's video, guys. If you have any tips for managing fatigue, leave a comment below. Next week we're gonna be back with a deload video, so hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.